Cities around the world pay tribute to Hezbollah leader Hasan Nasrallah after he was assassinated by the Israeli regime. In Venezuela, President Nicolás Maduro affirmed that 2 months after his electoral victory, the people of Venezuela consolidated national peace in the face of coup attempts. In Nepal, authorities report at least 105 people dead and 64 others still missing after heavy rains. Hello, welcome from the south. I'm Luis Alberto Matos from the teleSUR studios in Havana, Cuba. We begin with the news. Millions of citizens around the world manifest to honor the memory of the Hezbollah leader and to reject the crimes perpetrated by Israel. In the last few hours, citizens in the United States, Venezuela, Cuba, Nicaragua, and other countries have paid different tributes to the leader of the Lebanese Islamic resistance, Hasan Nasrallah, assassinated by Israel this Friday. On the other side of the globe, in Yemen, Iran, Palestine, Iraq, Jordan, Syria, Pakistan, and Turkey have organized massive demonstrations and religious ceremonies in honor of the Lebanese martyrs. Cities in India, Indonesia, and Australia have also joined in Asia and Oceania in rejection of the violence of the Israeli occupier and the complicity of the United States. And on Sunday, Israeli occupation forces launched a new airstrike on southern Beirut, the capital of Lebanon. Israel confirmed that the attack was carried out with fighter jets on the Dahieh suburb south of the Lebanese capital. Also on Sunday, there was a second Israeli strike in the town of Kub Janin in the Bekaa Valley, where a senior member of the Egyptian Islamic group was killed along with his wife and some other relatives. These attacks follow the one launched by Israel on Friday, September 27th in that same suburb against the Hezbollah resistance movement headquarters, resulting in the assassination of several Hezbollah leaders, including its top commander, Hasan Nasrallah. And also in Lebanon, over 1,600 people have been killed by Israeli shelling in recent weeks. According to data from Lebanon's Public Health Ministry, so far some 1,640 civilians have been killed, including 104 children and 194 women, plus 41 medical and emergency personnel who died in the line of duty. Lebanon's Public Health Ministry reports that 8,408 people have been injured, including 111 doctors. These figures will likely increase as Israel escalates its aggression with airstrikes to southern suburbs in Beirut. And in Syria, social movements and political leaders condemn Israel's genocide in Palestine and its attacks on Lebanon that recently led to the assassination of the leader of the Lebanese resistance movement, Hezbollah, Hasan Nasrallah.
We condemn the assassination of Hezbollah commander Hasan Nasrallah. Lebanon and Palestine are one heart, one struggle. That makes us continue the big thing. If they killed the Hezbollah leader, there are thousands of leaders born every day. I believe that the Israeli genocide with Netanyahu must stop. It cannot be that the permanent genocide continues. Enough is enough. And that is what all the peoples, all the parties, all the countries of the world have to do, in the face of murder, in the face of genocide, in the face of an ethnic cleansing of Palestine, Gaza, the West Bank, today Lebanon and tomorrow. We don't know. This plan of Israeli occupation not only leads to Palestine, but it is also leading to all the surrounding countries. We condemn this.
El bombardeo del Líbano de Israel es un acto terrorista contra civiles.
The bombing of Israel to Lebanon is a terrorist act against civilians. Hundreds of civilians were killed there. There is no military solution. There is no violent solution. The only solution for the problems in the Middle East in general and in the areas of Palestine, Israel, Lebanon, etc., in particular, it is not a military solution. It is a political solution, and we all know, everybody knows that this is the solution. End the war in Gaza, end the war in Lebanon, and end the occupation in the West Bank, Gaza, and West Jerusalem. There is nothing we have to do, but end the violence of the occupation.
And in Syria, the Iraqi resistance has bombed an illegal U.S. military base in the northern part of the Deir ez-Zor province, some 450 kilometers northeast of Damascus. According to local media, the Iraqi resistance attacks carried out with shells and kamikaze drones in the tank division headquarters in the Koniko gas field. The attacks are in retaliation for the Israeli and U.S. attacks on the Harabesh neighborhood, in which at least 8 people were killed. The Syrian government has repeatedly denounced that the illegal military occupation by U.S. forces in the country is aimed at extracting mineral resources and destabilizing the country. And in Pakistan, police repressed a demonstration over the assassination by Israel of Lebanese leader Hasan Nasrallah this past Friday, September 27th in Beirut. On Sunday, police fired rubber bullets at demonstrators protesting outside the U.S. consulate in Karachi, the capital. Police used tear gas canisters to disperse protesters denouncing the new escalation of Israeli violence in the Middle East with the support of the U.S. government. Members of the fundamentalist Islamist movement Jamaat al-Islam clashed with police after they prevented people from marching to the U.S. consulate. And in Iran, the government vowed to make Israel accountable for the assassination of Brigadier General and Deputy Chief of Operations of the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard, Abbas Nil Forushan. The Iranian Foreign Ministry underlined that the attack against the capital of Lebanon was a cruel and cowardly act that showed the terrorist nature of the Israeli occupation and its allies. Likewise, the Foreign Ministry detailed that the Iranian parliament is discussing the proposals to be submitted to the Supreme Security Council on a forceful response against Tel Aviv for its crimes. All this after the events of Friday, September 27th, where Brigadier General Abbas Nil Forushan and the leader of the Lebanese resistance, Hasan Nasrallah, were killed by Israel during a bombing of Hezbollah's headquarters in the south of Beirut. And the government of Iran has asked the United Nations for an emergency session of the Security Council to stop Israel's aggressions against Lebanon. Iran's UN representative Amir Said Iravani condemned the assassination of resistance leader martyr Sayed Hasan Nasrallah, demanded sanctions against the Netanyahu administration, and urged the Security Council to take immediately pass a resolution to stop the Zionist genocide and avoid dragging the region into the conflict. The Iranian diplomat said the United States is Israel's accomplice in the criminal aggressions carried out against the Palestinian and Lebanese people. Let's now take a short break, but remember you can join us on TikTok at teleSUR English. We will find news in different formats, news updates, and much more. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. In Palestine, the Israeli occupation army struck once again in the Gaza Strip, killing several people, while in the West Bank citizens are seized during these raids on villages and towns. Tel Aviv troops carried out an attack on the city of Gaza, actions in which at least 3 civilians were killed, and another similar action against a Jabal refugee camp resulting in the death of a citizen. On the other hand, Israeli soldiers arrested 8 people in the southern governorate of Hebron, 3 more in the village of Al-Amari, 2 in the city of Nablus, another 2 in the governorate of Bethlehem, and 4 in the governorate of Ramallah. According to official data, more than 41,500 Palestinians have been killed and more than 10,700 have been detained in the West Bank since the beginning of the Israeli aggression in October 2023. And in the Netherlands, dozens of citizens took to the streets of Amsterdam in solidarity with the peoples of Palestine and Lebanon following the latest Israeli aggressions in the region. Gathered at Dam Square under the slogan, "We will not be silenced," demonstrators rejected the crimes and genocide of the occupation Israeli army in the Gaza Strip. They also condemned the assassination of the Hezbollah Lebanese resistance movement leader Hasan Nasrallah last Friday, September 27th in Beirut. Thus, Netherlands joined several countries that have denounced to the world the Israeli aggressions in Palestine and Lebanon. Ukrainian forces have used artillery to destroy a transformer at the Raduga power substation in Energodar near the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. The transformer was hit by a missile. Local firefighters are currently working at the site. Still, the city's infrastructure is at risk of power outage, although power supply to the power station remains stable. Russian authorities have described the attack as a terrorist act aimed at destabilizing the situation in that region. And the people of Venezuela mobilized nationwide to celebrate 2 months since the victory of President Nicolas Maduro in the July 28th elections. The main marches took place in the city of Caracas, with two mobilizations crossing the capital. The first of them started in the morning at the headquarters of the National Electoral Council in Plaza Venezuela, where hundreds of demonstrators gathered to defend peace and reject the fascist actions promoted by the Venezuelan far right, together with its international allies. Likewise, caravans of motorcycles left from the Petare and La Vega parishes. Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro affirmed that 2 months after his electoral victory, the people of Venezuela consolidated national peace in the face of coup attempts. President Maduro reaffirmed the determination of the Venezuelan government to stand by its people to protect them, in contrast with other political leaders who have preferred to protect themselves and their families.
2 meses, 60 días.
2 months, 60 days, and here we are standing on the street
En la calle, con el pueblo victoriosa y avanzando hacia más revolución.
with the victorious people and moving towards more revolution, towards more homeland.
No estamos en Madrid. No
We are not
estamos
in Madrid,
escondidos.
we are not in a corner, we are on the street, in La Guaira.
Estamos en la calle.
And the president made reference to the hours of terror attributed to the extremist opposition from one of the states most affected by the post-election violence.
Uno de los estados que sufrió el ataque más
One of the
violento y
states
criminal
that suffered the most violent and criminal attack was here, in La Guaira. They threatened the community leaders,
calle, VC,
Ubesh Street, and they had the audacity to tear down a beautiful statue that General Garcia Carnero left us
que nos dejó el general García Carneiro, de nuestro amado y querido
of our
comandante
beloved and dear
Hugo
commander Hugo Rafael Chavez Frias, and we told the fascists that they will not pass through La Guaira,
por La Guaira,
and for every statue they knock down, 100 will be raised by the hand of the people, by the hand of the artists.
pueblo, de la mano del
The head of state criticized former candidate González Urrutia's abandonment of his militancy, to whom he said he hid his plans until the last minute.
¿Qué pensarían ustedes si de repente pasaba el
What would you think if suddenly, the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st of August comes, and Maduro does not appear?
y de repente Maduro aparece en otro país? Eso se puede llamar líder.
And suddenly Maduro appears in another country.
Para dirigir un país,
Can that be called a leader? Is such a person ready to lead a country?
un cobarde.
He is a coward, because every criminal is a coward.
Después vino a pedir cacao. Y
Then he
salió
came to ask for cocoa, and came out from the shadow of Maria Corina, and now he fell into the fangs of the vampire, from Maria Corina to the vampire.
de la Sayona al vampiro.
We now have a second short break coming up, but before we invite you to visit our YouTube channel at teleSUR English, there you'll be able to rewatch our interviews, top stories, special broadcasting, and some more. Hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. Fun short break, and go away. Welcome back. In Nepal, authorities report at least 105 people dead and 64 others still missing after heavy rains. The Interior Ministry added that heavy rains caused major flooding in Kathmandu, the capital, and in the central and eastern parts of the country. Since Friday, several rivers overflowed their banks, and authorities fear that the death toll could increase. Rescue and search efforts have been hindered by the large mud formations that prevent the brigades from operating. The country has not seen rainfall like this since 1970, where the authorities recorded 242 millimeters of rain in just 24 hours in Kathmandu. And in the United States, the death toll following the passage of Hurricane Helene rose to 63. Authorities are currently deployed in the affected areas to search for missing people and possible survivors of the tragedy in several states in the south and east. Emergency teams are also working to restore power and deal with the consequences of the hurricane, including flooded roads and damage to homes. Authorities declared a federal emergency in 6 states, among them Alabama, Florida, and North Carolina. Meanwhile, in Mexico, authorities reported at least 24 deaths following the passage of Hurricane John through the south of the country. The National Coordination of Civil Protection detailed that in Acapulco, nearly 5,000 people were affected. So far, 3,300 of them are already in temporary shelters. Meanwhile, in the town of Oaxaca, 5 people lost their lives during a landslide caused by the intense rainfall. The passage of this weekend storm has caused damage to infrastructure and flooding in several regions of the country. The government of Nicaragua continues to deliver new and modern sports stadiums to its population. In Managua, our correspondent Kenia Doña with the report.
On this occasion, the Rigoberto Lopez Perez Stadium was inaugurated in the city of Leon, located in the western part of the country. The stadium is named after the Nicaraguan revolutionary Rigoberto Lopez Perez, who is remembered for having executed the dictator Anastasio Somoza Garcia.
Enjoying this beautiful, first world, first line stadium, which many thought was something fictitious, and look at it, here it is for us. It is very important because the truth is that we are seeing the retribution of the effort made by the government.
Our youth is no longer carrying rifles, they are carrying backpacks. We are full of projects. Those projects can be seen in every structure, in free healthcare, in free education, things that we did not enjoy before. That was Rigoberto's dream, and not only Rigoberto's, but also of those anonymous heroes who also fell in the mountains.
Thanks to the policy of our good government presided over by Commander Daniel and Comrade Rosario, we are inaugurating this beautiful jewel, this beautiful project that has come to satisfy and above all to fill us with great joy.
During the inauguration of this important sports facility, a friendly game was played between the national team and the Caracas Senators of Venezuela, strengthening international ties in the sports field.
We are really happy to be here. We are happy about the invitation. They have treated us very well. The welcome they have given us has been spectacular, and I hope the fans enjoy a good show.
Look, everything is very nice. Tremendous organization, tremendous stadium. I hope it will be repeated and that they continue to do something more in the future, because this helps baseball to grow worldwide.
Nicaragua currently has sports infrastructures that meet high international standards, which not only allows for the promotion of sports at the national level, but also for the organization of large-scale events.
Now we can ask for any international series. We can without fear to ask for any championship series, at world level or any, because we have 3 world-class stadiums.
These investments also generate significant commercial dynamism, benefiting the local economy.
The opening of the stadium not only benefits me, but also benefits us as a workshop with the elaboration of shirts and caps. IT also benefits the merchants, from CAB drivers to those who will sell at the stadium, or those who already work at the stadium, such as those who will work in maintenance. It is an opening of opportunities for everyone.
With these advances, Nicaragua reaffirms its commitment to sports as an engine of social and economic development for the country.
Kenia Doña, teleSUR, Nicaragua.
We have come to the end of this news review. You can find these and many other stories on our website, telesurenglish.net. Also join us on social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok. For teleSUR English, I'm Luis Alberto Matos. Thanks for watching.